G'day, today we're playing a bit more Oxygen Not Included, and we'll see if we can sort of expand on our rocket travel that we've done so far. Now, one good suggestion I've had there is that what I could do is add multiple research modules to the same one rocket, as opposed to just having the one like I had, and I could see how little sort of, where are we down here? Sort of how little interstellar research we seem to get from it, so it does seem like it makes sense. So if we have a look at this, we can see that he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all him. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high as well. So what we want to do is we probably want to dig down. Say take this, go copy. So he's currently the height of our second research module. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's third research module. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a fourth research module. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a fifth research module. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is our new steam engine on the bottom. So similar to the other side, or similar to the other side will make the same length ladder down there. Just to pretty it up a little bit, we might actually build a floor along the bottom. Though that could get damaged, couldn't it, when rockets take off? So do we want to make that out of something harder? It doesn't matter. Fine, and then let them build that first. I don't know if there'll be an issue or not when we remove the steam engine. Why are those open? Quite sure who put the order in to open them. I thought they were closed a second ago. There was a meteor that smashed into them on the sort of the initial Did one actually hit here? What happened? And come sort of through that way and smash it? Nice. But we'll let them get to work. We'll in the order to dig that too, so they can wander through the bottom when they're while they're doing it. Now the next thing that we're gonna need to do as well is get cool. We can see the virtual planetarium is actually off and running for the first time. But Travaldo just sort of unconscious in front of it. That is really low too. Why is that so low? This water I can see is still pumping away. So, I mean, there shouldn't be water being used to sort of go down here. It's just sort of what's standard use, but maybe it's just that there's not enough water's actually getting through here at the moment. Maybe what I should do is replicate... I was going to say replicate that system and put it down here. But I mean, that's not like excessively full at the moment. I mean, there's a heap of water up here. We could easily drop into it. We just dig through that granite. And there's a whole bunch of polluted water. Like a whole lot of polluted water we can actually get in there too for it to clean up. Because I think that how low that is, maybe we should look at setup, similar setup to this. So if we go, if we look to build it just here, this is too thin. This would have to move over, or because if all I could do is just have this ladder continue to run down in a similar fashion, but then I need that hook out this way. So let's say this section here needs to go in this part down here. That means that there's a lot of hydrogen here that would then sort of float into the base, but I mean, everyone out here is already in suits anyway. So let's just build the outline of what we've got here. So it would be that we want to go, and we will take insulated to do this. So we'll have him step. Well, we want that wall there to be here. So 1, 2, 3, and a gap. Then 1, 2, 3. Then this goes down 1, 2, 3. Is that 3 or 2? That's 2. That's right. Then this goes back up into that sort of doorway. At the same time, we'll also rebuild that, and we want this to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this goes down 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's nothing about the size of that room that it says that I've made it absolutely perfectly. That looks bigger than what this was. Actually, there. I think 5? No, there. Let's cancel those ones and those ones. And we'll ask that to be swept, that to be uprooted, that to be uprooted. Grab these ladders, we'll copy them, and we'll have them similar layout to what this guy's got. Ladders there as well. Get that guy uprooted. We'll dig out these two and those. Temperatures stuff up here. And this is all pretty, like, low temperatures too. I think that it really wouldn't hurt. So let's go, let's just tell someone to go build a ladder. I mean, that's just going to hit flat there. So maybe we should, let's cancel that. Let's go dig here. Let's sort of run this way. And then we really want it. We want it to sort of continue to run down this way. This guy, we can have sort of drop a little steeply down. That guy, we don't need to worry about too much at this stage. So if we look at the way that we're approaching this, let's put a ladder straight up here. And then we'll also dig out those three. From there, they should be able to walk up that way. Then with our ladder, we just want them to go straight up there as well. So we can also get them to dig out that one. And with this, we'll put a ladder there. That should do it. So I realize a lot of this, and as we get more of the polluted water, this guy has to just basically do the job of sending that polluted water through, and that's even slowing this down as well, but it's cooler at least. It's not hot polluted water, so drop the temperature of the water that we've got down here. Hopefully we can get some more in there. Sort of pace. Let's have a look at what we've got going over here. We won't worry too much about, and that guy's got a lot of green with him, but we'll take the bars because we don't really want to look at getting anyone else at the moment. Beautiful. All right, so we've got this dug pretty deep down. We're going to dig everything up to there. It's Malefic rock, so we can probably go a bit higher. Yeah, we'll see if they can reach from the sides. Go there. That guy's just overheating in general. He's sitting at 100 degrees. Let's deconstruct that guy. I'll just sort of speed up time so we can... Actually, I don't know how urgently we want to... I guess we'll remake him. Gold's the thing we've got sort of the most of. Overheat temperature 200. Guess that's the one we... Well, that's plus 200. This one's plus 50. If the overheat temperature is 175, then that should cover him anyway. Well, let's express this as an absolute emergency just so we can get it done. Someone's got some mopping there as well. Make sure that hasn't come too far down the bottom. Oh, we've got that all to deal with as well, don't we? 2 different loads of electricity and oxygen we're working on. So the thing that happens if I don't finish off a task on the... I also love the idea that there's just a screen door between the rocket and the outside. So maybe let's change that to a manual airlock and we'll go steel. It's 200, it's twice as expensive. That's fine. Just let Ellie do her thing. Okay. So let's go look at this again. So that's pretty much clean. The first thing that we want is these guys to pump out the gas that's in this room. You might set that door to open for now, because there's no harm in this gas getting pumped down. Let's just have a quick look at the ventilation layout of these guys. So if we go... I mean, eventually what they're going to do is just... They're going to want to pump out of... Or they're going to be pumping the air out of the room. So... See, they swing down. We'll actually just cancel that. We'll give them both... Should probably want them pumping gas into there, because this is a... Like, I could overpressurize down here, but that's going to cause... I don't want to risk any issues with the pressurization of my natural gas. Although, I suppose the water on the being on the other side of the water means it's not going to impact it too much. It shouldn't be too much stuff it pumps out. So, let's go those goes that side. Ventilation... These goes this side, and we'll go high pressure on both, and then we'll get some conductive wire that we will, I guess, just connect them to. They should probably give them their own one. But let's copy this guy, and we'll put him there. Be a pain to get that to him though, isn't it? I'm gonna have to swing that down and around and up. But also then gonna need... Yeah, okay, that's alright, we'll work that out. So, let's put him there. Then copy this. We'll make that the heavy watt joining plate. We'll cancel that one. Sorry, we'll copy that. Go up, join him there. And then we get this to just hop over that one. Bill can do it in the wall. Bring him down to connect that. And that. Won't worry about the other two until we've got that more sort of sorted out. Yeah, that's getting real low. Not inspired to look at any of that yet. Go even further up. We've got a biome in there that we can think, hey, look, there's a whole huge amount of algae up this way too. And then sort of salt water. It's really the extent of the water along with this Steam vent. Alright, let's go check out what we got going on with the rockets. Good. Yeah, that too, thanks Ellie. So that's how much you can do without more assistance through the middle. So let's just build some support beams to basically dig out the center. So those ones. Dig those. So what we're going to do is grab this guy. We'll say copy. I suppose this is where we're going to need a lot more steel, aren't we, to get this built. So let's get our steel work going. Iron to steel. We get 100, so we need 1,000. Oh, 80. And we're going to need this guy doing fossil to lime. Don't have any. But we've got to go find some fossil. Material overlay. What's fossil look like? Is fossil up or down? I assume fossil's down. Since I've looked for it. It's the fossil. I saw some fossil. Alright, so that red. That's fossil. Whole chunk of it down the bottom here. Let's dig out that. That side too. Just dig that in a way that they can still move between areas as well. Doesn't matter too much. Dig out all of this. I mean, it's as long as we're not like all the oil is going to collapse down the same way. Should be fine. That's a huge section of sort of get them to that lab. Let's build up to big. That too. They can reach some of this, some of that. Sort of flatten that whole area. Still get back to that ladder. Let's flatten across here. Sort of down on an angle to that. Flatten that. That should give us enough to plenty of lime made. Alright, so uproot that. Yeah, that square there, those squares there. Did that also needed glass as well, did it? I just refined carbon. We've got tons of that, literally. Getting water in, so yeah, I think if I've got a second one doing a similar process to this, that will allow us to sort of like have two, basically just twice as fast. That we've got liquid vents sort of doing both, and set up that they're not really using any of the same piping, except for, I reckon, the one that goes into the here. Like if this guy finds something that's a uh polluted water, that could probably just sneak in here somewhere, so it goes up to that guy. All right, how are we doing? This. He's got power. Power is just missing that one. I imagine I haven't looked at it yet this episode, but we can see that there's still plenty of oxygen sort of moving around. And good news, you can see that this guy here is blocked up. He's full of oxygen. This to here at capacity. That guy there is still sort of pumping out. This guy here is fully pumped out, which is nice. It means that more that are heading north to these three. This is really one that I could consider making bigger with how much sort of work we have going on up here. Or if I just built gantry sort of up here, that would make life easier for how these, or if they sort of work across here. Let's get this sort of liquid cleaned up. Assume that's him that's sort of pushing this liquid over the top, but I'm amazed at how much of it. I mean, he must really surge it at some points because it's get over that little that gap. It's overheating the battery. Let's build a ladder here, like that. We'll cancel that top one. Then what we'll do is we'll build a second wall point there so they can sort of hop over, but I won't do that until that ladder's built. Still have no one going over here. Is that not accessible? Or is it just not an interesting job? We give them access two different ways. Let's run this all the way up. And I make it slightly more appealing. See the flow of water that just sort of oozes out of this. Liquid pipe in there that's also struggling. Is it just too hot, or you're not happy about? Not sure I even really need that battery anymore, do I? The way the system works. My power. It's just sort of thing. Let's just deconstruct that guy. Just look without him. There we go. Out Ellie into the mix to start working on stuff up there. Alright, where were we? This guy here. So we're still building a little bit. Still can't build down there because no one's uprooted that guy. Want to just move all this debris to storage. Same goes for where we've got the rocket at the top. Get out as much of that as we can. Shame too, because not until that's built can we actually start to move the gas again, which I know is a slow process, but at least we can have that started while we've got Just that engine built. Also possibly just build an entrance into this place down here just to speed up the process so they don't have to go all the way up, back down. Sorry about that at the moment. Alright, do we have these pumps working yet? No, why are we not? Why are we not eager to get that built? And on a side note, why are you not already pumping? Pipe blocked. Alright, I assume you are. Are you pumping? You've just not got this started? Are we low on lead? No, we've got tons of lead. Again, so why are we not rushing to get this built? Is it just that there's too many different tasks sort of on the move at the moment? Yeah. So up the priority of those two. Let's try and get that pumping, because what they can do is not only can these two potentially just clear out the carbon dioxide in their room, so eventually we will close this door so that they can actually tighten it out, but we can just do a quick little audit of attempting to get as much carbon dioxide as possible out of the base, out the bottom there. And I mean, it'd be nice to have that chlorine out of the base, but they'd have to do a pretty masterful job to clean all of this out and then get all the way down to that. But we'll hold out hope for it. You are out of this world, Gossman. Very stoked to be in here. Athletics 11. I would say that you're probably not the worst amongst people in here. Let's have a look at how we've got this door, isn't it? Catalina and Quinn. Oh, is there an easy way for me to find Catalina? Athletics 6. Quinn. Athletics 11. Alright, so let's go. You can get out of this room. And then Catalina can move both ways. So once Bossman's out, then she won't come back in. The other two keep working on theirs. Blossom seeds. Oh, let's go some more voles. How are our voles looking as well? Oh, that's looking great. It's looking nice and packed. It's hard to tell how the voles are doing because they eat the vole meat so quickly that I don't feel like I see it overly often, that they basically just sort of get in there, eat it, and continue on their way. It's slowly starting to get the lead down there. Good. Too much of a rush to get much of anything done here. See, these guys aren't getting fertilized. Is it just... I think possibly part of the issue may be that there's not enough oxygen in these suits, that people aren't able to get through and do these orders, maybe. Sort of only one at a time. It's this very last suit that's actually got oxygen is the one time that anyone will get out there. Just then the catch-22 of trying to get this room up and running. But these guys should be coming from this route here. So I don't know why they're... I mean, there's so much lead that surely it shouldn't be taking that long to down there. Doing without a ship. I imagine not better because no one's moving anything to anywhere. Wonder what happened. I mean, I could get rid of that to sort of give me a bit more, but I realize as well that then this will freak out. But we can obviously build underneath it. So let's just try that in these last few minutes. Let's say deconstruct that, and we're going to say And 9 priority on that. So you're just grabbing that for other tasks. I mean, there's only 3 people that can come up at a time. I would consider expanding that, but because I've got the problems with the other side with all the 9 suits heading out to the west exit, I would have concern that they would take too long. So just with the stuff down here, some rock. I don't know what the closest sort of stuff is to here. I guess we'll just keep going granite. Okay, so then quickly we're going to put in a base there, and we are going to clear all of these. Extremely urgent. I mean, this guy's not even freaking out actually about the idea that he's not that he's not got something supporting him underneath. So that's a nice little consolation. But we'll make sure that he does have a base so he doesn't collapse. I don't think he would collapse. I think he would just be unhappy. But it does also mean that we've just got a whole lot of steel from here that they can use to get this next engine going. So we can deconstruct that tube there, and we can dig out this. Actually, I wonder if we can just cancel this, because he's not, just because the rocket's not complaining. But normally you would see something saying, hey, there's nothing below me, I'm not happy about this. Let's get rid of those, and then we'll say copy him. Is it that I can't place it because I don't have the... Oh, it's unoccupied space. Yeah, so let's deconstruct these as well. We'll start from deconstructing in the middle. So that they can all get done. Because otherwise they might start from the edge and then not be able to get to the middle ones. Similar to what this guy's doing here. He's luckily doing it in the right way, that clear out the tubing that matters first. I kind of don't want to get rid of these ones until they're gonna have to use these to get rid of those center ones, so we might leave it as is for now. This guy will copy. Still not considered a... be built overlapping a rocket. Overlapping a rocket. Maybe that means down there will count as overlapping a rocket. It's not surprised me that this has proved your building ability. Also feel free to... Actually, thinking as well, there must be guys, skill-wise, that have come in later. Catalina and so on, that haven't done like their rocket building at some point. Hey, feel free to go take a break, mate. Let someone else come in and look after that for you. Some Gusman, some speed to go in what she can do. She slowed down. Was it just because she was really happy that she was... Yeah. Alex is now -3 because she's not used to, I guess, walking in an Atmos suit. Ah, well. Just let someone else have a turn of in that building. Great. Okay, cool. So we can now see that we've got these guys going, dropping hopefully the carbon dioxide in their rooms. You can see that's constantly moving. I guess our benchmark here is that you can see that we've got chlorine running through this top section here. We can have that drop lower even into this section. That feels like a real nice victory. So these guys, even though I do want more oxygen soon, this guy's current task is just going to be how much of this can you clear out. So we'll use you for that duty before we then use you for your actual duty of giving us more oxygen. This guy is really doing much better. I don't know if they can't get down. Seems like they must be able to. That up there. We just need. Can they not get down to uproot that? Is that a? I mean, someone got over and built that ladder, right? I don't know. Let's put that there for now. See if that helps them get down and keep working on that room. No one has much interest in doing any of this building. That's alright. What's her name? Ellie will get over there at some point, I assume. And but are we out of dirt? Is that why we're not fertilizing that Weezewater, or are we just not getting out there because we've got no suits with oxygen? Got to be the oxygen thing, I assume. But again, so that's the other side of this, that we need these guys to. You can already you see that that's starting to move down. I think the green. It's the catch-22 that we want these guys operating so we can get more oxygen to these suits. But we also want them to sort of clean up the air inside the base for a little while. Alright, well that ends another session. A few different balls in the air on that one. We've got our rocket, so let's see if we can get our next. Lovely. Let's deconstruct the 4 of these. Let's just ask this to be done. It's a matter of urgency. So that we can have our whole rocket. There we go. So that's our design for our new rocket. And we actually should already have enough steel for that, because these are only 200 each. We can probably reduce our steel build. There's no harm in doing, I suppose. Maybe we'll leave it and just let it sort of give ourselves a little bit extra steel. Yeah, a few different tasks in the air there. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.